Today we're going to be looking at the if statement in Ruby. Java and Ruby have an if statement, yeah, and they're very similar, but the syntax is more in Java than Ruby. Ruby is very simple and straightforward, and I will open up the Ruby Interactive just to demonstrate this. It's basically just an if. That's your if statement. So the conditional loop, and you can branch from it, go different directions within the if statement, call different conditions. And so after the if, you've got a condition. So, and what you're looking for is true. So if this condition is true, do this, and if it's false, do not do this. Okay, and so we know this one is true. So after the if statement, we're going to have a piece of code or a block of code that's going to be executed, and so we're going to do something simple. Yeah. And it finishes, the if statement finishes with an end, and so Charles was printed because it was true. But if it was false, equals true. End. Right, we've got an L because there was no errors in the code, but it's not done anything. It's not executed as code because it was false, and because this expression was false, not true. And so there's another way of doing it in Ruby. You can add the then keyword at the end of it. So 1 equals 1 then, and it makes it more readable. Someone can say, if such and such happens, then something's going to happen. So you do not need to put this into the code. That's just, and then it would be like, it's going to be true. So right, man, it's going to be this code is going to be executed. See, and so it's just as simple as that, and simple as that, and you can add this keyword in if you want to. Now, what you can do is that you can put an expression, and if it's true, you want to do something, but if it's not true, if it's false, you want to do something different, which is branching your code in different directions under certain conditions. And there's a keyword that comes after the if statement called else, and so the else behaves in a way that code after else will be executed if the condition was false. So if 1 equal to 2, which is false, put this to screen, and instead of finishing the condition off with end, you've got the keyword else. Now what else is going to do is we're going to put code here that will be executed if the original condition is false, which it is false. Right, just to show you, and now you'd put an end, and just to show you has been put onto the screen because the original condition was false and Charles was not put onto screen. Now there's a if else, this if 1 equal 5, which is false again, this equal to 5 is false again, right? And so we just need to put something in here. It's not going to get executed. What we have here is a else, if, and it's another if statement with a condition. So if the first one's false, then it goes to the second one and tests a completely different condition. So if 1 is equal to 4, and if I put S here, so I don't know that this is going to fail because of that. Yeah. Elsif, and I'm going to put a condition which is true, and we're going to put S. Right on, so it worked even though I made a mistake there, because it didn't go into the if statement 1 is equal to 5, it didn't show up as an error, it just went to the one that was correct, which is 3 is equal to 3, and put all the code, put S, right on. So that's how that works with if else statements, and you can have a whole list of them. It's similar to a case statement, but we'll cover case statements later on. And this is like an if statement in Java. You can see that it's the same, but it's actually got more syntax to it. The condition to be tested is in brackets, and then it's an else statement. So it's basically the same. And so what I've done here, I said 2 is greater than 1, which is true. So it's system.out.println equals 2 is greater than 1. It's going to get printed out. So yeah, 2 is greater than 1. So but if we change it to a false statement, 2 is greater than 3, that's not true, so it's false. So if we save and then run the code, 2 is not greater than 3. So you can see that that's a condition, and we've branched to different codes determined whether this statement is true or false. And the same in the Ruby program is that we've got if 7 is equal to 7, which is true, this code here is going to get executed, and what we've done is hello man.new set the set method and set that variable to 25, and then we're going to the get method, and the 25 we're going to take it from that variable, put it onto this variable, and then print that variable to the screen, which is 25. Now if that condition is false, we're going to go to this class, in my world class, and go into the char method, which is going to print out my world. My world's okay too, and so make sure it's saved. Go to DOS prompt, hello world.happy. You can see it's printed out to 25 because this condition is true, so this block of code got executed. But if it was not true, 7 is equal to 3, I don't think so. Okay, so this one here is going to get executed. So if I save, and my world's okay too. So that's an if statement and how you can use it. So I'm going to take this code away, and I'm going to take this code away. Okay. In Java, I've created a string called S. Right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to say S is equal to two is greater than 1, right, and then question mark, and I'm going to do a string, and I'm going to say right? And after the string, I'm going to a colon, then I'm going to do a string, and I'm going to say wrong, and then I need a semicolon after it. So what I'm attempting to do is assign, if this statement is true, the string right is going to go into S, and if it's false, wrong is going to go into S. Right, and then I'm going to print system dot out dot print ln, and I'm going to print out S. So it's going to say condition is true or false. Yeah. Save. Run the code. Yeah, application templates. Yeah, it's working. It's the condition is right, and so make that to null it's false. Condition is wrong, so it's working. But I think what was wrong the first time is you should have brackets, and this condition makes it easier for Java. Condition is right, and if I make it a 3 and it's up wrong, it's false again. So if I run the code, condition is wrong. So you can see that's just like an if statement, and that's called a conditional operator, and it's easier to type than an if statement. A question mark is if the condition is true, do this, and the colon is if the condition is not true, do this. So it's quite straightforward once you get used to it, and it's the same in Ruby. And if I do like 1 is equal to 1 question mark colon it's chosen Charles because it's true, and never put to screen false. And so if I do 1 is equal to 3, which is false, and if I do true, then the colon, and if I do false, it's going to print false, yeah. And if I make the condition, true again, it's true, and then false, it's going to put to screen true, yeah. And so you can see that it's just like an if statement, but the syntax is much more simple. So that's if statements in Ruby. So again, thank you for your time, and thank you for listening.